Well, what's happening? The camera's a bit off center. There we go. It's much better there. And we're good. Yeah, good to go. Casey in the house. Monday. Beautiful Monday. What are you doing for Monday? Well, you should be tuning in to me live on Facebook, as I am almost every day now, 7 days a week. But weekdays, Kritika is first up. Well done, Kritika. Sanjit Bhagwanin, I see you back online. Welcome back, dude. We missed you. Paul Whitaker, the witty guy from the UK. Evening. And I'm on time. Jackie, Vishal from Newcastle. Need you back on the group there, Vishal. What's your problem? Don't let me call you. Shamain Naika, Graham Pridgeon, Nadine Milligan. Right, and how are you doing? Good. Good evening, Casey and the gang, says Jackie. Maya Lalchand says hi. Sean Singh joining us, and good evening, everybody. Welcome to Monday Nights Live with me. Goldie is here. Tony Sipman, like your videos. Thank you, sir. New one out today on YouTube. Are you on YouTube? Sanjay Bridal says evening. All Gregory Muttan says evening. Good evening, sir. Moidin Hussain says, how's it? Who are your sponsors today? Yeah, I got a problem on my Facebook page, so I'm on another page now, and I don't have the sponsors for today. Thank you for that. Tomorrow it'll be up and running again. Anita, good evening on YouTube. We are live streaming on YouTube as well. Much better connection on YouTube and faster connection on YouTube. Anita is there. Kritika is there on playing dual roles. Kogi Lambal joins us from Cape Town. Matthew Harris, Jensen Pillay. How's the weather? Back home, weather is good, yeah, man. It's warm, actually. I don't know why I got a jacket on. It's warm. Randir Takundi, good evening. Welcome to the program. A few more minutes to get you in as we round up our opening tune. Shirley Reddy says, Vanakkam. Himala regular on YouTube as well, joining us there. And Isha Modli now has switched to YouTube. We had a connection there for her. I am a mother having a smoke. Inshallah. Mulana won't catch you. Ashina, Maraj, Ash, good evening. Naeem Banks, good evening. Naeem Banks joining us from Beijing in China. Who else joining us from overseas? Check in. Sign the register. First things first, sign the register. Do the right thing. Be polite. Casey is frozen. You been frozen the screen or me frozen? No, man, I'm hot actually. I take the jacket out. Richard Faye in the house. Where else? Come on. Log on. Tell us where you're watching from. Vashni Debilki. I heard he was sporting in Durban. Was it? I don't know. Saras Anamle, good evening, Casey and the crew, says Saras, joining us for the first time on YouTube, I think. Imal Baga says, joins Naeem there. Shamani Naidu. Good evening, Shamani Naidu, joining us from Randburg with a man, Mr. T there. Good evening to you guys. Dawood Patel, how's it, Casey? Hope you're well. Or am out in Joburg. Shout out to everyone. Shout out. North Coast Tonga, Chaka Scroll in the house. Jackie Munsami has gone to YouTube. Now Sean Maestri, Margaret. Sign the register. Tell us where you're watching from. What do you do? How's the leg, Casey? The leg is doing well. Casey, Cole and Rain in Kempton Park, Tonga. Okay, you guys should know that as you see most of the regulars here, you become sort of family on this page. That's what I'd like. You can talk to each other. Not when I'm talking about something though. Right now, greet each other. Know where you're from. If you go to Pitratif, you know you got somebody there. You go to Shakas Kral, you know you got somebody there. You know, that sort of thing. Go to the UK, you know, Paul Whitaker is there to look after you in the UK. You go to Qatar, you got someone. You go to Bahrain, you got someone. You go to the USA, you got someone. You go to New Zealand, you go to Beijing, you got Naeem Banks. I don't know, he's gonna tell us what Banks means though. How he got fucking Banks. Where you got a slamo named Banks? Lorraine Lily Phoenix in the house. Facebook is great. Feed is great on Facebook. Video machine quick. Yeah. How's it? Right. Good evening, everybody. Welcome. It's me, Casey. Live is what I do. If you're new to the program, sign in. Imal Baga says, good thanks. Good evening, Casey. Jackie Munsami is there. Naeem Banks is there. Paul Whittaker over on YouTube now. Paul Whittaker has gone to YouTube. Right. Good evening. It's Monday, the 5th of October. For those of you who went back to work, oh man, been a bad day. For people who met up, Monday is a bad day. For me, though, for being self-employed, unemployed, whichever you want to call it, unemployed, more like it at the moment is sunrise and sunset for me. So Monday is another day. But it's an important Monday for me because it's my second Monday. But let me greet everyone in my mother tongue. Vanakkam is my greeting to you. Vanakkam, everybody. You can greet me in your namaste. Hello, how are you? Abida Zain and Guten Abend. Jamila will come in from Germany and say Guten Abend. Kirshni is on. Vanakkam Kana. Vanakkam. But tonight's show is going to be brought to you by Nizam's Cars. Unfortunately, I'm on the wrong page to get the advert on, but I'll do that. Wally Smith is in Langaban. And good evening, everybody, and welcome. Hayden is on now there. Kritika is also on YouTube. So, for those of you who don't know, we're live streaming on two channels, Facebook Live as well as YouTube Live. All my videos in future will be first released on YouTube, and then it goes to Facebook a day later or something. So, if you want to get something proper early, Davy Meyer greets us in Dutch. Goedenavond, KC. Goedenavond. Did I get that right? Davy, tell me about that. Preshni Govender. Hi, Preshni joins us on YouTube. And YouTube is growing now and much better connection. Now I've got a direct feed into my laptop to get YouTube from the Rain network, which is a fucking shit network, by the way. A bad weekend for soccer fans. Well, let's not talk about sixes and sevens. My fellow South Africans had to work today. Shame. Yep. Had to work today. Vanakkam Sairam. Namaste KC, says Morton. Ritesh Ra. Vanakkam says Premi Pillai. Yes, you got it. Thank you, Davy Mayer. Vanakkam Gregory Muttan. South Indians greeting Vanakkam. And of course, you'll always hear me talking about hashtag I am Cooley and hashtag the power of one. If you don't know what the power of one is, the power of one is you, the power of one is me, the power of one person to do a lot or do something that can be a lot. Sharon Ryan, the Heart Whisperer, joined us on YouTube as well. Bali Alvin joins us. Where the fuck you got the name Bali from? I don't know. You'll have to find that out. The Sunshine Band. Right, while he's talking about the Sunshine Band, a lot of people keep asking. The Sunshine Gang is about 20 people who are, during lockdown, were regulars on my live. Like a lot of you are regulars here now. And so I decided to put them all into a bit of a group, of a WhatsApp group, and they're a bit of a crazy gang. I mean, if you follow me, you got to be slightly off-center. You can't be normal if you're following and watching what I do. So they were slightly off-center. They wore the elastic loose. They don't get too fucking irritable. And, we got rid of those who got a bit irritable. And we left with a core group of good people. If you would like to be part of them, firstly, you got to be a fan of mine. You got to be on my lives every day. And then you have Kritika. Kritika is on both channels. She's the group admin there. And she monitors and accepts you. But you got to be live on the feed every day. Kogi Lambal, it's about time you got on that group, seeing that you have moved away now and you're on your own. You got time on yourself. I suggest you get on the group now. It'll be a lot of fun for you. It's like a good friendship thing going there. But you got to be on my lives first to get any access to that. Right. So that's it. Health update. Well, I'm glad to say I'm in week number 2 now of my surgery, recovery. And every 2 weeks, so by the end of this week or early next week, my surgeon still has to tell me. I go to see him for an update. Like I told you, my leg is in that direction now. When I go to see him, he removes the cast, which is a half cast, and brings my foot a little bit more down, then recasts it in that position. Then by the week number 4, it goes back there. Till by week number 6, it goes down. Most of you know it by now. So 6 weeks till I get to a moon boot. Any more groups, KC? No, that's the only groups we got. Must get permission first, says Kogi Lamba. So just a health update. A lot of you asking. Thank you for your concern. I will be. So I'm glad to get my first marker is my first 2 weeks. Then is my next 2 weeks, and my big marker, my big milestone, 6 weeks time, when I'm promoted to a moon boot, which means I can walk a little better, a lot more mobility. I may be able to wipe my ass a lot more cleaner. Like right now, it's time to do that and get on your one leg and all of that story there is a bit difficult. Also, for some people who called me up today and found out that having an Achilles injury is much worse than breaking your leg. That's right. So if I broke my femur, I'd be much better off. I'd be 6 weeks, I'd be up and running again. Bone will be healed. Yeah, all that story there. And so Kritika is giving all the groups. So that's what I'm giving you a bit of an update on my health issue. That's where we are now. Moon boot. So moon boot in 6 weeks' time is my thing. But yes, the other thing is that I'm still waiting for your personal message. What personal message? Naeem, are you talking to me? If you want a personal message to me, send a WhatsApp to my business number 073-767-5836. You can communicate with me on that number 073-767-5836. Bradley is my PA on that number, but generally I answer calls and I will call you back wherever possible. If you're not being a bit of a chit or a cake, right? I will call you back. So 073-767-5836. That's the number you WhatsApp on. And to try and get messages through to me if it's important stuff that you want to talk about, all that sort of thing. Right? A lot of people are asking about advertising on my platform, getting adverts done, all of that. That's the number to use. Kritika is giving this is a number. Clive Raju, good evening, welcome. How are you, Clive? By the way, speaking of my health issues, so basically I will only probably walking without a moon boot by the end of December, hopefully for New Year's Eve. Makes you very vulnerable. That's right. So hopefully by New Year's Eve, and then still in that period, I'm going to go for what we call biokinetics to learn to walk again. Almost. Are you Valanese from Valanay? Fitz. Yes, I'm the admin on the Sunshine Gang. DM me, please. Says Kritika. Get all of Kritika to get on the Sunshine Gang. So that's what. By the way, so let me tell you this much. So. Calls are coming in, requests are coming in. We're in the silly season, December time. So for MC work, and you guys know I MC work, I do a lot of MC work. Looking good, get rid of those glasses, and I promise you won't fall again. Now the glasses are here for good. I'm from Cape Town, so it's Volanay, Elias. Thank you for that, Suleiman. The glasses stay. They're my multifocals, by the way, prescription glasses. Hi, Casey, and everyone says Melissa Ramlia. Oh, yes. So I'm getting requests for, and I'm turning away gigs because obviously I can't get to gigs. But here's the thing. Lady called me up the other day, big fan. Casey, I need you for my wedding. What's the date? I think 17th of November or something. I said, hell, man, I'm sorry, I can't do your wedding for you. And just as an afterthought, I said, man, I can't do your wedding for you. You know, I've just been to surgery. Unless you want me there in a wheelchair. And she goes, well, anything to have you there. I said, what? I said, I've had surgery in November. I'm still going to be in a wheelchair. No, that's fine. Send me a quotation. I said, are you serious? She said, no, you have to be at my wedding. You have to do my wedding. I'm a big fan of yours. You got to do my wedding. All of that story there. So we sent a quotation. And then today I get another response from another medical company wanting me to go. So first I turn away the gig. Pressure cleaner 12. Yeah. So first I turn away the gig. Then they offer me other dates. So I said, I'm not available for that date. I didn't give them a whole story. I said, I'm not available for that date. Then they give me 3 other dates. Are you available for these dates? So anyway, I called them. I said, listen, dear, this is the story. This is who I am. And I probably only can make it in a moon boot. If ever I do the gig, I'll be in a moon boot. She says, well, that's fine. Send us the quotation. I don't know, man. I agree. Feed much better, says Himal Malji on YouTube. They said the feed is much better. Okay, cool. We'll do. Thanks. Right. So there we go. So MC gigs, but realistic only next year I'll be full time on my feet, being able to do shows or gigs, all of that. I told you about the Sunshine Gang. You can watch. And remember, yesterday, Sunday, the 4th of October, we hosted round number 2 of the GK challenge, GK quiz. Matthew Harris says, thank you for today's video, Case. You need to go. Have to feed my chickens. We'll watch it tomorrow again. All right, Matthew. As long as the mouth works, it doesn't matter. Yep, standing or sitting. Correct, says Kritika. Round 2 of the Wesley GK quiz we are doing. And yesterday we had round number 2. And our winner yesterday, what an exciting day it was. For those of you on the feed, well done. Exclusively on YouTube, by the way. Sunday, 3 o'clock. Next Sunday, 3 o'clock as well. You got to get onto my YouTube channel to watch it. It's a 5,000 Rand prize to be won, 5,000 Rand cash We need 10 winners. We've got 2 already, 8 more rounds to go. A winner takes all 5,000, and I'm going to add on other prizes as we go. We need to talk about the Tosha Pandey, this unfolding commissioner. Yeah. Don't give me agenda, Sandil. We'll talk about you're a popular guy. People want you broken or not. Yeah. So that's the next round. So Paul Whittaker, well done to him. Paul Whittaker from the UK. He won round number 2. Very close tie with Woldy Smith from Langaban there. You will be fine. Just stop. Just don't stop breathing. Well, breathing. So Woldy Smith is on there, and not Woldy. Paul Whittaker is a winner from the UK. Right, that is the 5,000 Rand GK Challenge Brain of the Day. So for those of you that joined us, I have an agenda every day, certain topics we will talk about and we'll move on. So I have an agenda, follow me. And when we discuss each topic, then you comment only on that topic. So we get somewhere, right? So I will tell you as I'm going along, you can listen, then comment, all of that. Next topic I want to comment on is Neville Pillay, comedian Neville Pillay. A lot of people have inboxed me. I did tell you that I made contact with him and I'm watching the situation develop. A lot of people are offering help to Neville Pillay, so I've sort of stepped back at the moment. Just joined, says Zahir, Hafiz, how would you? We're not doing football, we don't talk football. Yeah, people go fucking mental when you talk about football. So I have, yes, there must be order. Yep, Kogi Lama. So I'm in contact with him. I'm in contact with his ex-wife, and I will monitor the situation and get in when I think it's important to get in. But what I want to talk about is now, I'll share a link about Indian Spice. Ran a story, I think it's today, it launched today on Indian Spice, where Neville's wife, ex-wife Carol, and his daughter Jaden, I think, are bad-mouthing Neville, saying that Neville lied, previously about his condition and earning money and all of that. So I think it's going to get really, really nasty and really, really hectic. First of all, in my honest opinion, although I know Neville very well, I think he opened up the can of worms when he went on social media with his video. Look, he may have been desperate, but even when you're desperate, you go into that. And Neville is my buddy, by the way. Well, fairly buddy. I know him more than a lot of other comics. But, I mean, last month, Neville posted, on Women's Month, posted a hell of a great, and I must say this to be objective, right? Although he's my friend, I must say this to be objective. I'm not here to put Neville down. But I mean, me as a guy watching from the outside, I'm also a bit fucking confused. I don't know, and nobody knows which is right. Only Neville and his wife know, and their family know. What, I'll be honest with you, nobody, not even his other comics friends who are phoned, actually know what is the real story. And neither of us can know the story unless we are there to verify who's right and who's wrong. So let me put it that way, right? That's where I stand at the moment. But whichever way, even if Neville is right or Neville is wrong, if he needs help, I will help him. He's a human being. I'm not going to judge him on what he did or didn't do. If he needs help, we're going to try to help him as a human being. I will try. But he's getting a lot of help now, so I've just stepped back. Let's see what happens, how it plays out, where he ends up. I'm in contact with him whenever he's needed, and I'll find out. But the fact that Neville went live on his Facebook page and called his wife out for whatever it is, noting well that in the month of August, Neville sang the praises of Carol. Neville sang the praises high and wide on a wonderful post that you think this woman is sent from heaven, manna from heaven. God gifted an angel that came to Neville's side and helped him. And by the way, when Neville was in his darkest hour, Carol, his wife, was there. Nobody else was there. That's what I know. So then his wife is now coming to the party and saying that Neville lied. So I think it's like a bad divorce. It's going to get really, really hectic before it gets any better. I think there's going to be a lot of slander. Hopefully not from Neville's side. I think his wife is going to let it. And anyway, they've already said it. They've in the interview with Indian Spice, but I didn't read the article. I just needed to see the headline. They've called Neville out to be a liar. That he lied obviously maybe to raise funds or raise money, lied to his people, whatever. So in the moment you post on social media, you open up the wall of Judge Judy. That's right. So yeah, I don't think I would have done that so much. Neville's got a huge network of followers and people who could have helped him. I don't know. I can't say that I'm in a situation. Maybe I would have done it, but to my knowledge, I'm going to say let's wait it out, let's play it out, let's see how it plays out. But it's going to get a hell of a lot of. For his wife to say that the money is whatever, that Neville lied, Neville. Even now, she's saying Neville is playing to the public arena. He's playing to the public arena to get sympathy and get finance. Let's just hope it gets better for him and his family. Yeah, so he's playing to the public arena to get finance. That's her version. I don't know how far it's true. I can't say that it's whatever. So I think that Carol stood by Neville when he most needed help, and it was wrong for him. Well, that's a thing, Ricky. That's a thing. It's hard to. Ricky is saying Carol was there, when nobody else was there, and and then Neville just got called out after that. Though he posted a post for his wife for Women's Month, I think people who are abused or in denial and do generally show. So Shamini is saying, even though, I know where Shamini is coming from. Even though he posted a post for his wife for Women's Month, I think people who are abused are in denial and do generally show love to the public. Yeah. So Shamini is saying that, which could also be true. So we don't know the facts. She's saying that some people post that they're in denial of what they are. By the way, Neville's had an on-off relationship with Carol for about 20 years. He's divorced from her for about 15 to 20 years. They were never really all divorces leave with a jagged edge. Neville should say sorry, let's keep apart, but try to remain friends. Am I right by saying that his daughter posted a plea for help? His daughter, originally in his last year, his daughter posted a plea. You're right, Dawn Ramsarup, you're right there about that. It was his daughter. Fair play to you on your role played on Neville's problem, right or wrong, just help your mate. Yeah, only good can come from helping. Yeah. So if he's desperate, so I think Neville's not in a desperate situation now. I spoke to his sister on the same day he posted the video, and and I spoke to his wife and I spoke to him. So let's see how it plays out, what comes of it, how much help he gets. If he gets enough help, he gets enough help. There are other people who need help as well. Great way to look at it, Casey. It's none of our business. We're just there to help. Yep, always this. Yeah. I don't think we'll ever know the truth. Casey, the man was crying on social media, so maybe there is abuse. No one. So let me play devil's advocate, right? So Kokilamal said the man was crying on social media. So let me tell you, when I speak to his wife and I speak to Neville, if you listen to both of them, you'll want to believe both of them. But obviously only one is right. And I listened to both of them. Or I listened to Neville's video and I listened to his wife. I even had his wife crying with me on the phone that she needed medication and whatever. And I'm just sharing this with you. I'm not speaking bad about Carol. I can't speak bad about Carol because Carol has not done anything to me. So I can't speak bad about Carol in any way. There are accusations against her from a lot of people. But she phoned me up. She was crying. She was desperate. She can't believe Neville is doing what it is. So I'm saying, if you are in my position and listen to both sides of the story and you hear the both authenticity, the crying, the emotion, which one is right and which one is wrong? I don't know. I really don't know. No one will really know the truth. So although Neville is my friend, I'm being honest. When I say friend, I know him so. What happened behind closed doors? Good evening. Hi, Casey, Ricky. No matter what, should never have a post on social media. I don't agree with his post, but let me just say that I don't agree with his post. I think he had enough support to be able to go to people to be able to get help. But maybe if he didn't, he wouldn't have got the help. Anyway, let's park Neville's issue there. Moving swiftly on. Good evening, everybody. If you just joined us, we're on 2 channels. We're on YouTube, streaming live on YouTube, as well as on Facebook. By the way, can I ask you this here? Vishal, Casey, bro, every marriage has ups and downs, this thing. Can I ask you guys, have any of you been asked to verify your details on Facebook that you are the authentic holder of your account? I see that happening quite a lot to people. Has it happened to you in a relationship? There is no right and wrong. There's only one version, and he's and reverse. Yeah, both are simply perceptions based on that. There's 3 sides, right? There's 2 sides to the story. No, they say there's 3 sides one side, second side, and the truth. He was once a fine man. Look where he ended up. Only God knows, but we pray he gets a better life. Anida says no. Yeah, Facebook has been. I'm asking you if you've know anyone who's been asked to verify your details. You and my friend still need to call you. What? You and me, my friend, you still need to call. You haven't called yet, Yuven. I gave the number 073-767-5836. If you call right now, I'll take your call. There's the phone. Your bed is not here. There's a number. I gave you the number. I even asked Kritika for your number, by the way, Yuven. So WhatsApp me. I'll call you tomorrow. No. Yeah. I think there's a. Well, I've been getting it, and I think there's a. I think there's a movement to people trying to harass me on social media, not just ask for verification. No, yeah, well, I've been getting that thing now on one of my pages or two of my pages, and I'm not sure whether some other people are trying to put a spanner in my works. I can't rule that out, by the way. So, yeah, see, nobody seems to have been getting that. Never had to verify any details. It says Kuglan Munsami. There you go, Daphne Subia. Righto. Mandy Pillay. Right, let's move on. Thanks to the card deep. I did inbox you. Let's move on. Zim flight. Let's go an update on the flight to Zimbabwe that our Minister of Defense, headed by Ace Makashule, and maybe it's a scammer. Yeah, quite probably. This thing, people. Oh, that's scammer. People who are trying to upset you. Yes, specifically if you don't have a name, they can't recognize or no picture on your account. Yeah, that's right. And your account. Yeah, people are reporting that, so that may be the case. Let's move strictly along. Never discuss personal details on social media. Your phone, you will lose your. Never ever discuss your personal details on social media or the phone. You will lose your pants. Okay. I just put my details up now. Zim flight, SA flight to Zimbabwe, where Cyril Ramaphosa apparently didn't know anything about this flight. He then slapped the Minister of Defense with 3 months of salary, and only to find out today, which I already knew, that Cyril Ramaphosa knew about this flight 24 hours before the flight. Then he has had that flight sanctioned, and basically he knew about the flight, and now this opens a whole new can of worms that he knew about the flight. And now the Minister of Defense is not very happy with him, because he now threw her under the bus, so to speak, because he acted like he didn't know. She acted out of order. She didn't act in compliance with being the Minister of Defense. Yet, according to her, she's now gone and said, well, he knew about this thing. He sanctioned it, and then he said he punishes her for this flight to Zimbabwe. How's you feeling, Casey? This thing Cyril is playing games with the public. Yeah. Well, if that's the case, I'm highly disappointed in Cyril Ramaphosa, because Cyril Ramaphosa, if he knew about this flight, by the way, Minister of Defense is part of the Zuma faction. She's not very pally with Cyril Ramaphosa, because she was part of the deal that was brokered to bring her into government as part of the Zuma faction. Same with like Ace Makashule and Gwedi Mantashe. Same stories about the Gupta's plane as well. No one knew, and then they AK sir, yep, sir. Because it begs the mind to defer. That Cyril Ramaphosa didn't know what his ministers are doing. And Kuglan says Cyril the devil in disguise. It's something I don't want to believe, that Cyril is a devil in disguise, because as we discussed previously, if we don't have Cyril Ramaphosa, what's a better alternative to Cyril Ramaphosa? And if Cyril Ramaphosa is going to come out to be a fucking cunt of note, I mean, I'm scared to think of where we are as South Africa if Cyril Ramaphosa can do that. Oh, the other way of thinking and looking at it is that Cyril Ramaphosa was placed in a position to be able to sanction it. Because remember, Ace Makashule and all of that, they must have said, we are going. There are factions within the ANC. Better the devil, the devil. That's right. Look, I'm gonna make a call. My call. I think Cyril's hand was forced to almost. Can you believe anything in the ANC? Can you believe that Santosh? Sutwala is saying fuck with you. I'm not sure what he's saying. Fuck with you, or he's fuck me, or whatever. Let's just see before the power of the finger counts for Santosh. He's new on the program. Let's see what he says. We'll give him one more option to give one comment. Everyone is lying to us, says Ricky Naidu. Naeem says Cyril Ramaphosa, EFF is the next choice. Just say clicks and watch them react faster than the. Now, Naeem Banks, I don't know about your comment there to say that, to say clicks, EFF doesn't have the support, I'll tell you that much. EFF thinks they got the support. EFF doesn't have the support. If EFF had the support, they'd already be in power now, because the majority of people are unemployed in this country. Balance says KC for president. Thank you. If we don't have Cyril, what would that be? Yeah, the replacement for Cyril, I don't know. That's the sad part. But anyway, I don't know. I think his hand was forced. I think he was almost. I want to believe that. I want to believe his hand was forced. That they said we're going to Zim and this is what we're doing, and there's nothing you can do about it. And they tried to get it to fall under the radar and get away with it, and of course they didn't. And a lot of people are about the. By the way, and this is what I said when we discussed politics. People are saying the DA is the worst party. The DA is a racist party. The DA is a bunch of chutias. The DA is this. The DA is a racist party. We, as a country and a democracy, my view, need to be very grateful to the Democratic Alliance, because the Democratic Alliance brings these matters. It's the DA which is pushing this matter. The EFF sanctioned the trip to Zim. They were happy that South Africa was going to do some work there. The DA is the only major party that was pushing this agenda. And right now, the DA is the only major party that is bringing the government to account, forced by Ace, who calls the shots. That's right. That's right, Melissa. I can't believe Cyril Ramaphosa is that big a chut and a cunt. I can't believe that. I can't believe that he would sanction that, knowing that. Graham Pigeon says, I think Ace is running scared at the moment. Wait for his arrest. Yeah. Well, they don't have anything positive on Ace. That's the thing at the moment, Graham Pigeon. Nothing on Ace. So anyway, my point there is we need to be grateful for the DA in that sense. And I always say, this is my version. If I'm going to vote, I'm going to vote for an opposition party. Even if you're an ANC supporter, vote for the opposition. You know why? A strong opposition makes for a thriving democracy. We need a strong opposition. Otherwise, the ruling party will run rampant. No matter what the DA stands for, they're the only one that keeps the ANC in check. Of course, because they are the official opposition. They know how to govern. You may not agree with all that they have to say, but I'm grateful to the DA, by the way. All those parties have their own issues. Some are racist, yeah. So EFF, as much as they, and I'll talk about the next issue as well, where they're keeping quiet about this. I think there's something wrong with the president's chair. Everyone that sits on there, no matter how, ends up corrupt. Now they've all been corrupt for a while. Cyril Ramaphosa is trying the best under circumstances. Ace will see his ass soon. Yep, I want to believe that Cyril is still doing the right thing. I'm going to back Cyril after my lockdown issues and whatever. I want to back Cyril. Cyril is trying his best under the circumstances. Yeah, I want to back Cyril. I think we know very little what's going on in the background. EFF, yeah, and I think the next election is going to be very interesting, says Anita. And I think Cyril Ramaphosa is. I think we have to be grateful to Cyril Ramaphosa for keeping our country together, by the way. How come Julius is still running free after the looting the VBS? I agree with your comments on DA, says Don. Yep. Absolutely, we need a strong opposition. So let's go to this one here, and this also alludes to the EFF. Today I released my video. By the way, I will be doing a feature called State of the Nation. My first State of the Nation address was released today. Released on YouTube, State of the Nation. And today's State of the Nation address, for those of you who didn't see it, is about the 2 billion rand PPE scandal. So let's talk about that now. 2 billion rand PPE scandal, State of the Nation. Keshni says, top video. Thank you for that. She already saw it on YouTube, State of the Nation. So The Daily Maverick ran the story. Peter Louis Maybach wrote the story about the 2 billion rand PPE scandal. Basically, 550 companies that were used to procure PPE equipment. Only 28%, 155 companies. So let's talk about this for the moment. 155 companies, or 28%, only 28% of the companies used were indeed licensed to sell medical supplies. 28%, only 28%. That means what? 72% of the companies were unlicensed, illegal, not supposed to be selling PPE equipment. But our government, the 9 provinces chose to channel the bulk of their funds to unsolicited, or what can I say, unlicensed sellers. 2 billion paid to unlicensed vendors. 80% provincial health departments' expenditure ended up in the pockets of people or companies that were not regulated, unregulated. It has been told you can run for president after that video. Well done. They should have taken that same money and protected all the elephants, as Bell and Naya. Yep. Kishani says non-regulated by SAPRA. Yeah, SAPRA. SAPRA is the body that's supposed to be regulated. 550. Listen to the companies. Listen to the companies. Some of the companies that got these tenders: IT companies, travel agencies, events and catering businesses, construction and engineering companies, transport and logistic operators, solar power installers, and even auto repair workshops like motor mechanics. IT companies, construction companies, travel agencies, catering businesses, engineering companies, logistic companies, solar power. These were the companies that were awarded PPE tenders. And Ricky Naidoo says butcher shops as well. They say in some instances the health department funneled virtually every last cent on PPE to unlicensed companies. And the net result here is these suspect PPE equipment ended up, and who was the government buying this for? They were buying this for our frontline workers. You know, the nurses, the doctors, the cleaning staff, all of that. All of those people. Yeah. Welcome, Ibrahim. Let me see what is commented about Bucky's. Mozambique cold weather. So government was buying this PPE for our frontline workers, people who are putting their lives at risk. And our government was sourcing, many cases, inferior products to protect our frontline workers. So, you know, in my video, what I said was, Waldy says, yeah, I must talk big time. So, you know, you see, to give people on the front line, our nurses, doctors, and all of that, firstly, we all know there was a shortage of PPE which never even reached them. And then the one that reached them is unlicensed, inferior products. John on YouTube says some sellers did not even know what a PPE looks like. I know of one supplier lived in a shack, sold PPE, and purchased a house with 2 million cash. And I can believe that, because that's the amount of money that was rolling around. So at the end of my video, what I said was this. I said, this is our government. And so I'm going to say this, and we must bring the race issue out here. Let's play the race card. 99.9% people in government are blacks. 99.9% of people in public servants are black. 99.9% of our servants, of our MECs, of everybody in parliament are black. 99.9%. And I'm going to say this over and over. You know, Julius Malema said racism is violence. It's violence. And they must meet violence with violence. not only a crime, it's violence. Well, this is violence. This is hate. This is our black. And why not call it for what it is? Because if you're stealing, your Toko Diseases and whoever, all of you are stealing that CD guy, Edmond CD, you're stealing from black people, man. You're stealing from the poorest of the fucking poor. Right? You're stealing from you, the government, black government, are stealing from black people. This is a black on black crime. We are trying to fight a pandemic. These people are just Sharon says CIA is going to punish and fine those who authorize these tenders to, or is a taxpayer to fund. Anita says, like the person bought 11 luxury cars and showed up on social media. So I want to call this what it is from my point. This is a black on black crime. This is a black on black crime. This is, are you telling me, you as an MEC and whatever, you don't care a fuck about your fellow blacks? 50 million, steal fucking 20 million, give the other 30 million, man. Steal 50 million, take the fucking 10 million, take 10 million, leave 30, 40 million for us for them to survive, man. You want the 50 million, fucking top of that, take something else. No, man. No matter how much we say, and it just does not help. The only solution is black stealing from blacks. Yeah. That's gonna be my I see it that way. Sorry, I see it that way. And by the way, Julius Malema and the EFF are not protesting outside the fucking Lutuli house. No, you see, put things in perspective. Yeah, you got a white company with black executives who create a racist ad. It was black executives, black marketing department, black people created this ad. They go and shut down the economy of cliques. They go hold cliques to ransom for insulting black people. Is this theft not an insult on black lives? Is this insult not taking food out of the mouths of black people? Right? Is this not why? You see the double standards, Mr. Julius Malema, Floyd Shivam. You see the double standards. Right? Why aren't you? I mean, the racist ad doesn't take food out of. In fact, the racist ad feeds people. Can I put it that way? That racist ad fed people. Yep. Created jobs. That racist ad. I'm not justifying it. I'm not saying it's right. But let's put the two things together. Let's talk about 2 billion rand. Let's talk about 500 billion rand. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about 350 rand. Let's talk about that. Right? Which is a crime? What is a crime? Right? Why don't you come and see the people living here in Deep Snoot, living there in informal settlements of Bottle Brush, living without electricity, without water, without sewage? Right? What? Right? Where's the EFF? That's why I'm saying EFF, as much as you have a good point, you just got no double standards. Yeah, Ricky, I'll talk about the strike as well, the national strike. I mean, COSATU, really. I mentioned this about the other day, and I'll probably do a video about it tomorrow. I've got a video plan to give my thoughts on COSATU. But let me talk about it here. Ricky mentioned it. COSATU. So COSATU, if you don't know, first it was KZN, now I see it's nationwide strike. COSATU wants to bring the economy to a standstill. I think the money moves from a printer to just keep printing. So COSATU wants to bring the economy to a standstill. I said this last week when I mentioned it. COSATU needs to get their fucking head read, because COSATU is part of the tripartite alliance. COSATU is part of government. COSATU put the ANC. Bottom line, call me racist if you want. So COSATU wants to march. COSATU wants to bring the already fragile economy to a standstill. Why? To tell the ANC government to stop corruption, stop gender-based violence, stop. You're a special kind of fucking stupid. Are you a special kind of stupid, or are we a special kind of stupid? Right? You're going to shut down the highways, shut down the CBD, shut down the economy, but you put those fuckers there. You're part of government, you tripartite alliance, you're sleeping with the ANC. You're sleeping with the same people. You're in bed with them. It's like your husband and wife sleeping, and the wife makes a problem, then you go somewhere else and you demonstrate there, and you come back and you pump your fro in the bed there that night. You bang in the bed, and then then you go out in the day, and then you go make a problem somewhere else complaining about your fro. Isn't that the right analogy? They finishing each other in the bed there. COSATU is eating from the same fucking pie. Eating from the 26 years COSATU has been eating from the same pie. Now you're coming with this high and mighty story. You want to fucking bring the economy to a standstill. Yeah, bring it to a standstill. All of them will go, ooh, What a thing. Let's get a moral sense down. Stop this. Because COSATU brought the economy to a standstill. So now let us get a conscience. Beg to differ about the good point statement there. None, says Lee Naidu. SA should get rid of the unions, just my opinion. Yep. A lot of people have talked about getting rid of the unions if you want to build the economy. A lot of people are talking about getting rid of the unions too if you want to run the economy. What the shutdown is going to go hand in hand. Looting. Yeah, I don't know. I'll probably do my video on that and give you my thoughts. The trouble in our country is a lack of common sense, and people follow others like sheep. Well, firstly, people follow like others sheep, Ricky, and then the other thing is people don't have the knowledge, and sometimes they're just bullied. They are plain bullied into following and doing as it is. Otherwise, they will burn, they will rape, they will. Like I always say, our government is not transparent. Now, bit of a sad situation there. What's my time check? Where are we with time? 20:45. Oh, still 45. 15 minutes to go. Yeah. So there we go. That's a scenario with the PPE. Also, the SA public is too passive. Cook says in Josie, they living in the shacks with DSTV and driving Porsche cars, and we suffer with load shedding. Cook's play that. I don't know, that statement is not entirely correct, the DSTV, but remember, CR was a trade unionist himself. Yeah. Yes, of course. 2045, don't support strike, says Rafiq Mom. Well, we shouldn't be supporting a strike. I mean, I don't know how COSATU is a trade union for the interests of workers. That's what they're there for, to look after the interests of workers. And the government is stealing money from the same workers, not paying the UIF, not paying the TERS, not paying the 350 grant. And the union want to go strike, want to bring the economy to a standstill. You see, to me, that's just an insult to black people as well. That's an insult. That's what the union is doing, insulting its workers, because all they're doing is doing a show for the public. They're doing a show for the workforce, for the people, that the union is doing this. The union is fighting for these things. The union is fighting for their rights. When in fact, the union is sleeping with the same people in the same bed. And none of us know stories like that. So unions are here to stay, everyone. Union sleeping with the government. Yep. Common sense is not so common, says Wayne. Yeah, common sense is not so common. It's not even funny, by the way. When you say common sense is not funny. Sharon says the union is killing the local workforce. Yeah, the unions are a business profit for themselves, not for the workers. Well, if any of you have ever been involved in a union, I have been involved in a union. Well, not directly, but I knew people who were in the union, and I know how the union operates. And generally, can I make a sweeping statement? Generally, the union is sleeping with the company, with the bosses. Anybody disagrees with me, or anybody has an alternate view, I would like to say probably 80-90% of the unions are in bed with the companies, are in bed with the bosses, are in bed with the top boss. Tell me, I personally have knowledge of that whatever they do, they look at both sides and they find a way to do something, and they get looked after as well by people with the money. If you move the workforce in a certain direction and you tell them certain things, then we look after you. I've seen it in action. Sharon Ryan says, true story. Unions are a business profit for themselves, not for the workers. Yeah. If you deny that, you're living in a fantasy world, in denial of yeah. So every time they go for a meeting, whatever they do there, they already know. So let me tell you how. I'll tell you one story, and I was very young, by the way, and I got to know the workings of a union. When I was in SA, I had wanted more rights. It's a Naveen bunch. So let me give you a story which I learned a bit about the union, right? So the guy who was telling me was a union representative, right? Like you hear shop stewards and all of that, right? And let me tell you how they work things, right? So let's say we are all 10 of us in a room or 100 of us in a room, and this This had to do with wage negotiations, right? And so remember, the union only acts on the mandate of the people. The union only acts on the mandate of the people. The union can't go to the bosses and say certain things. The union must take a mandate from the people. So the people must say what they want. Now, if you put 500 people in a room, you're going to get 500 different versions. So here's what the union does. So, and this happened with wage negotiations. So the union shop stewards have a meeting. Let's say, for example, all of us here are saying something, right? And someone says, Carlo for president. And everybody says, Carlo for president. And Carlo becomes president, but he's a cunt. But because one guy said it, 20 guys agreed, the other guys kept quiet, then majority rules, Carlo became president. Because one guy spoke up first. There was a better candidate, nobody mentioned his name. But somebody said, Carlo for president, everybody agreed. Yeah, Carlo for president, because one guy spoke up. Right. So the unions, what they used to do when it comes to wage negotiations, they would have a meeting amongst themselves first, like the committee would have a meeting. They say, right, this is, we want 8% increase. That's our line, 8%. The government is offering 2%, or the company is offering 2%. I've never play the workers a staple when they remember what is done in the union. I have never seen or heard of any trade union in SA that pays their workers a staple when their members are on. Yeah. So they have a meeting. So remember, when you go to this meeting with the public, with the workers, you're going to ask them for a mandate. You're going to say to them, guys, what percentage increase must we take to management? So let's say there were a couple of guys. One guy realized, man, things are bad. Economy is bad. Company is bad. Let's go for 7%. Now, if that guy says 7% and everybody or all agree, they have to take that mandate and go to management because that's a mandate. But in negotiation, if you start at 7 and they start at 2, you'll end up at 4. That's negotiation, right? Now, the union couldn't afford to take that chance. So what they would do was they would plant people in the audience. So one guy would say something like 18%. One guy said, so 15%. So they knew they would plant people in the audience to move the crowd in a certain direction. They knew we had to start at 12%. Unlikely, you'll never get 12%. Company is giving you 3%. But they know in their head, we're going to settle on 6.5, 7%, 8%. But in order to reach that, you can't start at 7, you can't start at 8. You got to start at 12%. And that's how I learned about how they move people, how they set people up to say things and to move people. And I was very, very young in my career, and it was such an eye-opener for me to see politics in action, to see how you move people to get a result, people like in a room full of people. Have you ever noticed that one guy says something, everybody agree with him, and the others keep quiet and they say, hey, but what happened here? It's democracy. Democracy is you speak up, somebody second it, and that's how it goes. It's like being at an auction, throw people in the audience. Yeah, that's right. That's right, Jackie Moon. They do it because it also works for them, because one should say, okay, let's go for 8%, it was 8%, they go 8%, they end up with 4% increase. By the time they come to the negotiating, they end up at 4%. So that's how the art of negotiation works. Right, let's leave that there. Company will have a spy in the house. Yep, that's right. And the unions are working on it and knowing how they're doing it. They're working hand in hand with the company, by the way, which as they work hand in hand with government, they know how to move things. SA needs a Chinese government art of manipulation, says Sharon. That's right. In all cases, the money lost in a no work, no pay does not cover the increase achieved. Ricky Nado makes a positive point there. In all cases, the money lost in a no work, no pay strike does not cover the increase. I suppose if you work it out, probably on point there. Ricky, you're longer in the business game than me. You're probably right. Let me end with this topic. Yeah, I spent about 5 minutes on this topic. Yeah, I was supposed to discuss it last week. Our South African government has identified, I want to make sure you know this word clearly, they have identified SA government has identified 500,000 hectares of state-owned land. After 26 years, somebody has found this land. 500,000 hectares of state-owned land. They found it. Right. So anyway, good thing they found this land, because they're killing the farmers for their land. They want the land. We want the land. We want the land. We want the land. We need the land. And this is what AfriForum and everybody else has been saying. There's a lot of agricultural land available. It's in government hands. The DA has been saying it. AfriForum has been saying it. They've been saying it for years. Why are you so interested in this land when government is sitting with agricultural land? Not just any land, agricultural land. 500,000 hectares of agricultural land have been identified by our government. They found it. What a thing. Right. So now they found it. They've got a grand plan for this. Yeah. Something similar to the Stina Dairy project, because they want to empower people. Thank you, Diane Seymour Blaker. Brilliant episode tonight. Thank you, Diane. So they found this 500,000 hectares. And now they have this grand plan. Well, I don't think they lost the land. Happy with this land, they want the white land. Yep, Ricky, I know they'll never be happy with that land, because they want the farmers' land. So anyway, they got this land, 500,000 hectares. It was lying dormant for 26 years. Now it's going to be farmed. It's going to be farmed agriculture. But wait for it, the plan. Who is going to farm this land? They've got a grand plan here. You know who's going to farm this land? The women, the youth, and people with disabilities. Women, youth, and people with disabilities are going to get the bulk of this land to farm. Where to go? SA government, I think that's one of the women empowerment. Yes, let's give women empower youth. Let's give them work. Youth empowerment and people with disabilities. Who's not seeing an election ploy here? Who can't see this fucking election ploy coming to the fucking front? Who can't see fucking election? Women, youth, people of disabilities. The guy in his wheelchair is going to be farming and picking all the fucking things there. He's going to be, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying people with disabilities can't farm, but they are going to be given this land. And of course, if you take 1 hectare of land and you get a couple of women and you get a couple of youth and you give them this land, by next year we'll have methi, we'll have gadra beans, we'll have carrots, we'll have cabbage. We will be a strong nation because food will be growing. The same way the Stina Dairy project has taken off. You remember they gave them the land, wood, everything. They were building all these things there. Potatoes already planted. Yep. We are going to be, man, I'm going to open the betting on this. I don't want to be seen as a pessimist for this year, but can we open the betting? Can we open the betting on 1,000, 2,000, 1 million, 1.5, 1.2, 1.7, 1.8, you got 1.9, you got 2 million, 3 million, 4 million, 5 million, 10 million? It'll be a fuck up. It's going to be a fuck up. It's going to be a fuck up. It's going to be a fuck up. Not because I want it to be a fuck up, because our SA government can't do anything better than making a fucking fuck up. Eh? Where are they going to learn to this thing? Eh? This is a voting tactic. I mean, really. That is why don't kill the fucking farmers. Don't kill the white man. Don't kill to farm. I'm not a farmer, but let me tell you this much. You try fucking growing gadra beans in your yard, or fucking try growing. Try growing a fucking methi hair tree. Try growing a fucking curry leaf tree. Eh? You have to have some sort of fucking knowledge to grow. Eh? You have to have some knowledge. Now you're going killing the fucking farmers, stealing their farms when we need them. We need them. You know, to me, farming, you must know the weather. You must know things. You must have wealth of experience to farm. Where are these people going to learn to farm from? This woman, youth. I don't think it's impossible, but really, where are we going to teach these people books? Which books are teaching about agriculture? Which books? Right? You're going to give them a textbook, give them the land. How many more years? How many more years before we realize it's a fuck up? There must be tenders going out to buy the seeds, tenders going out to buy the tractors, tenders going out to fucking whatever, putting irrigation. Can you not see all the money lining up? And as Ricky Naidu says, where is this money going to come from? The fucking government is broke, the economy is fucked. ANC got no money to wipe its fucking ass and pay its salaries, right? Welcome to South Africa, where the shit just gets real. Yep, if you didn't hear about it, 500,000 hectares have been found, and women, youth, and people with disabilities are going to farm this land. It's a fucking disgust. Anyway, that brings us to the end of the show. Thank you so much. Throat is now going dry. Thank you for watching. Sad state of affairs, but our Minister of Agriculture and whatever will tell us how it's going to happen and how it's going to be good. And call me a pessimist. I just think it's going to be a fuck up of note. Anyway, say your good night. We're done with the show tonight. Thank you very much for tuning in. Remember to sign into my YouTube channel. Thank you for watching on YouTube. And hello, there's the tune. Wowza. Yep. There's Herman. Look at Joe PC, the only thing. Thank you, Ricky Naidu, for your support. Thank you, everyone. Right, say good night. Say good night. On a positive note, it's still home and beautiful country evening all, says Sharon. Be safe. Thank you, KC. Good night, Kana. It's Keshni on YouTube. Thank you, Keshni. Thank you, Naeem Banks from Beijing, watching from Beijing in China. An ex-farmer says, Shirley, really believe you me. It's not easy on all sides. Good night, Drew. Good night, Chitika. Good night, all. Thank you for watching. Moideen Hussein. Anita says, good night and enjoy the rest of the evening. Thank you very much. Diane Blanca says, night all. Jackie says, good night on YouTube and on Facebook. Brendan Chet, if you are watching, if you enjoyed the show, drop a small comment. Say it was fine. Say it was good. Say you enjoyed. Say good night. As the tune plays out, just say good night. It's the right thing to do. Vijay Padiachi, Melrose Temple in the house. Prinesh Chattergoon says, what kind, Margaret? How's it? Prinesh, were you watching? Darshan says, top Stacy, thank you very much. Good night all. Cheers. Holly says, Sam Wood. Preston, Chetty says, good night all. Leo Morgan says, good night. Good night, Lee. Oh, Morgan. Prinesh says, missed the show. Hey, that's... What else do you expect from you, Prinesh? Set your reminders for 8 o'clock. Thank you, KC, for a show. Such a knowledgeable show. Thank you, Clive Raj. It's 3 a.m. in Beijing, China. House in 30 minutes. Sorry, dude. My leg can't take it. My throat can't take it. Shirley, there's a take it easy, KC. Love to Tyler. We'll do that. Taking 2 weeks to quarantine because I'm an LFC supporter. I'll buy your data. Not data, my leg, dude. Takes maybe about an hour on my seated position. Then I gotta go horizontal again. And yeah. Set your reminder on your Facebook and YouTube. Set your reminder. It'll remind you whenever I'm going live. Finish. Come on and tell it something. Right. Thank you for watching. As I close tonight, remember to always keep it mother. My name is KC. And I'm out. And YouTube as well. We're going to say goodnight to you. One day I'm going to miss out and not know how to say goodnight and forget you guys are still watching. And you're going to see me undressed. I think that's going to happen one of the days. Where is the mouse? There we go. Good night.